Borelli, and tonight I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about cooking and how to execute the perfect family dinner. And the reason that I wanted to discuss this topic with you is because I'm a firm believer in spending time with the family, and I think it's very important. And a very effective way to do that is just by having a family dinner. In fact, Nancy Gibbs from Time magazine writes, "A family builds its identity and culture at the dinner table. Legends are passed down, jokes rendered, eventually the wider world examined through the lessons of family values." And I completely agree with this. This is why I started having a family dinner at my house. It truly is a priceless experience. Every Sunday I have my parents, grandparents, sister, and close friends of the family over, and I prepare a meal for them. And now, when I first started this, it was a little overwhelming at first. There's a lot of pressure on the host to prepare a good meal for everybody. So what I wanted to do was kind of walk you through 3 different tips that I think will definitely help smooth this process over a little bit. And the first one is plan ahead. According to Martha Stewart, dinner plans should be made at least 2 weeks in advance. This is important for 2 reasons. First, it gives guests ample notice. If you call your guests the day of the party, odds are they might just have plans already and they're probably not going to be able to make it. Secondly, you're going to want time to plan a menu. You're going to want to figure out what you're going to make and then what ingredients you're going to need in order to make the actual dish. And I definitely recommend making a grocery list, because there's plenty of times that I've went to the grocery store without a list, got everything, and then when I got home, I realized that I forgot the most important ingredient, and it was a total disaster. Secondly, prepare a meal that everyone enjoys. Let's face it, if you make bad food, people aren't going to want to keep coming back. So my advice is to keep it simple. There's plenty of famous cooks out there that base their TV shows off of cooking simple, such as Rachel Red, who is on 30-Minute Meals, and Sandra Lee, Semi-Homemade. So what you want to do is you want to stick with food that your guests are familiar with. If you throw them a curveball and put something weird on the table, there are going to be a lot of uneasy faces and there's going to be a lot of playing around with the food. So stick to something traditional, something that you made hundreds of times before, like chicken breast or burgers, something easy. Or what you could do, and what I do, is cater to the family's ethnicity. I'm from Italian descent, so when I cook, I usually prepare something Italian, something classic like spaghetti and meatballs, homemade pizza, possibly chicken parmesan, something pretty easy. And whatever you do, don't wing it. If you're not sure how to make it, get a recipe. You know, there's plenty of resources out there. You can go to the library and get a cooking book, or you go online. My personal favorite is foodnetwork.com. There's thousands of recipes on there, and they walk you through them step by step. Finally, serve multiple courses. This is going to increase time spent at the dinner table. If you throw everything that you made out there at one time, they're going to eat their meal in about 20 minutes, have no other reason to stay at the table, and then kind of wander off into other rooms or go home. So my suggestion is, start with an appetizer. Bring that out, let people sit with that for a little while, and once they finish, move on to a salad course, possibly an entree, and then a dessert. Most importantly, make sure you have coffee. A friend of mine, I actually worked for him. His name's Gary Henry. He owned, I don't know if you're familiar with John Henry's in Chambersburg and now Stone Terrace in Hamilton. He told me that in his 30-plus years of restaurant experience, he noticed that some of the most enjoyable conversation occurs over the coffee. Everyone is relaxed, satisfied, and their mouths are no longer full. So just to reiterate, in hopes that you guys do plan a family dinner,